They're trying to destroy you with their BBCs. Now imagine I'm all the big banks, JP Morgan, BlackRock, the Federal Reserve. And this bag right here is you. This is exactly what they're going to do to you. So they don't you, they throw you away. Every single big bank, every single big government agency, every single person in power, they're trying to use big bank cryptocurrencies to control you, to control your money, to control your life. They want to control your money. And when they control your money, they control your freedom, your liberty, and your lifestyle. There's nothing else you can do about it. When they control your money, they control you, and your life is completely in their hands. If a bunch of commercial banks like JP Morgan and BlackRock can control your money, or just one central bank like the Federal Reserve can control your money, you effectively lost all your freedom. But I'm going to show you 3 methods that keep you safe from, free from, and even help you benefit from the implementation of these big bank cryptocurrencies. Now, tenet number 1 is ownership. You need to be having an ownership stake in these cryptocurrencies that they will try to release into the public market and eventually forced upon you. Now, the first thing is you should own some Bitcoin, some Ethereum, some Solana. If you don't own these big altcoins or Bitcoin, you're just doing yourself a disservice. These main coins, Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum, will be used as the framework to build their own central bank digital currency. So when they do try to do so, these coins will skyrocket. When they try to build these central bank digital currencies, use these same schemes and same strategies that Solana, Ethereum, and Bitcoin have used, these coins will pump up. And by having ownership in them, by having bought some before it blows up, you essentially made yourself some money and protected yourself a little bit in that form. Now, secondly, when these central bank digital currencies, these BBCs, big bank cryptocurrencies, do come out, you need to own some. As soon as they release it, if you see BlackRock come out with a product, JP Morgan come out with a product that's crypto related, buy it immediately. Don't even ask any questions. I know it sounds crazy. I know it's like, oh my God, I should make sure I make smart investments. This is the smartest investment you can make. And quite frankly, if you don't make it, you're stupid. Because these are the companies that are gonna control your life. When things go to shit, when the country's in turmoil, when the world is in turmoil, these are the people who take advantage. They use chaos as opportunity. And when these products come in, you better buy them while stuff is chill, while stuff is cool, before it goes crazy and you have no other option. So you need to be early, right? When we're talking about Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum, even Sui and other different platforms, you need to be early. And right now is the only time to be early. I mean, Trump dropped his own meme coin. He's trying to control the crypto space. Every single big player in the world wants to get into crypto because they know it's the future of finance. And if you can control people's money, you can control their lives completely. So everybody wants to be involved with this. And this is why you need to be involved as well. If you're not early to these coins, you're not early to these trends, you will suffer. And also one thing to remember is that these people will try to dissuade you from buying crypto, from getting into it, because they want to control it for themselves. These people are telling you, Jamie Dimon literally went out and said, anybody who buys Bitcoin, does any Bitcoin transactions in his company will be fired. 2 weeks later, this man's company filed to buy Bitcoin ETFs. I can't make this stuff up. He literally went out, told people, anybody in his company who bought Bitcoin, that any Bitcoin transactions would be fired. 2 weeks later, his company is caught buying Bitcoin. You cannot make this up. They will try to trick you, manipulate you, and force you into not buying it, but don't fall into it. Follow the whales, keep track of what's going up, and when they come out with these currencies, when they come out with these prototypes, buy them immediately, get some ownership in it, and protect yourself a little bit. Build a little bubble around yourself with these assets that are going to be the future of finance. Now, second is autonomy. You also need a basket of physical assets, of commodities that if the whole world goes to crap, if none of these products actually work, you have things to rely on. And if we go back to bartering, if you go back to the medieval way of doing things, you have assets that you can trade. Because the reality is this could all go wrong. If we have one central bank digital currency, it could all collapse. If it all collapses, you have nothing else to trade. If you don't have gold, silver, food, water, tools, you won't be able to do anything. So this is why I suggest for everybody, besides just Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, etc., you should have some gold, you should have some silver, you should have some water, and both in commodities and actually holding it. Like, it's one thing to trade, speculatively, but it's another thing to actually have those assets on hand. I would do both. Speculatively, you'll make a lot of money. Having it on hand, it'll be less liquid, but it'll still be money. And you'll actually have assets you can trade for other things. So if you're walking around with silver and gold, you have high stores of water, you have food, even if you have eggs, like you have chickens, that type of stuff is gonna get you through. And these are assets that are always gonna have their value, and they give you a sense of autonomy. These are things you can barter for and trade for if everything goes to crap. So keep your sense of autonomy, get some real world physical assets, and that's it, even some real estate, stuff like that. Don't go all in on crypto. Go on crypto, but also have some physical assets. The last thing is leverage. Kind of similar to the first point, but different. You need to be leveraging the things you have onto the blockchain. So There are assets that you have that can be put onto the blockchain and can make you money today. You may not know what they are yet, you may have not recognized them yet, but there's things you own. There might be an Instagram page you own, a meme page that you own. There might be a business that you own. There might be a part of a company that you work for that can be tokenized and turned into a tokenized real world asset. I don't care if you work at a donut shop, a pizza shop, a car wash, a car dealership. It doesn't matter where you work or what you do. Every single real world asset, doesn't matter what it is, can be turned into a crypto token. And this is why crypto is so important, because it's gonna allow for things that weren't assets before. This goddamn water bottle, it doesn't matter what it is, you can be turning it into an asset. That's just how it works. That's the beautiful thing about crypto, is that people are taking memes and making hundreds of millions, billions of dollars every single day because of memes. Memes have been turned to assets, and your business can be turned into an asset. Your job can be turned into an asset. The memes that you and your friend group laugh at can be turned into an asset. These are things that you might not recognize yet, but at some point, one day or another, if you don't do it, the big banks are gonna do it. And they're gonna take your assets and tokenize it. You're not gonna get $1 for it. You're not gonna get a damn thing for it. So you might as well do it now. Make all the money possible that you can and take autonomy, take control, take leverage of your life. And I know that sounds crazy, where you're like, how am I gonna take my business and turn it into a coin? How am I gonna take my pizza shop and make a coin out of it? That's a little bit confusing, right? But the first thing I want you to understand is that every single tangible, intangible thing with value, whether it's social, economic, or physical, can be turned into a crypto or digital asset. That's just how it works. And you're seeing this day by day, startups. I mean, like, you got startups, you got AI agents, you got brands, you got memes, you got influencers. Everybody's trying to make a coin. They're doing it for a reason, because if they don't do it today, BlackRock's gonna do it tomorrow. JP Morgan's gonna do it tomorrow. And JP Morgan's only gonna give you a penny on the dollar. Whereas if you do it yourself, you have full ownership and full leverage over your own assets. But the problem is it's quite complicated. You're like, okay, I don't know how to make a coin. I don't know how to market my own assets. You don't have to do that. My company, Tokenize, which I run completely by me, has done over $250,000 in profit just with selling products online. And we've taken that system with e-commerce and transformed it into a marketing agency that takes your product, takes your asset, turns it into a digital asset. We do all the work, and it's completely free. We turn it into a digital asset. We market, brand, and launch the coin for you. And all we ask for is a piece of the pie. We're not even asking for ownership of it. We're just asking for some of the fees, and we'll get into that later, but that's a bit complicated. But the whole moral of the story is that you need to own it, you need to be autonomous from it, and you need to have leverage over it. And the best way to have leverage is to have your own assets tokenized now before they do it for you later. So if you're interested, book a call below. The link will be to our website. Just go on our website, book a call, and we'll figure out. It doesn't matter. I don't want, if you're Matt, Tim, Bob, Joe, it doesn't matter who you are. You can log in, tell us what you have, tell us what you do. We'll find something to tokenize for you, and we'll make both of us money. So if you're interested, click the link below, and yeah. But that's it. Do not let the central banks apply you. Don't let them destroy you. They will take their BBC. They will take their big bank cryptocurrencies and do whatever they want with you if you allow them to. So be well, stay safe. Don't let them control you. It's not good.